with my friend Donnie. How you doing,
How
Donnie?
you doing, Mike? Thanks for having me on.
I wanted to meet somebody down here who lives in Bohol. You know, I come here, travel Bohol, and check it all out, but Donnie lives here. So let's get a little background, Donnie. Where'd you come from originally?
All right, I'm originally from the United States. Grew up in Kentucky, lived there most all my life, and here a while back I started following channels in the Philippines and thought it looked interesting. And where I worked at, they actually had about 5 or 6 Philippine women that worked there, and they started telling me about the Philippines and how great the women was, and I should come over here. So I decided to make a trip over here and visit it and see what the Philippines was all about.
Always a Filipino woman getting you to come here, one way or the other.
They did a good job. Like I say, there's 5 or 6 of them. They talked it up.
So where'd you stay when you first got here? Tell me about your journey down to Bohol.
All right. When I first got here, the first time I came here, it was back in early 2023, and I knew a little bit about BGC then. So I went to BGC and stayed right there outside what's called One Uptown Residence. It was by the mall there, the Uptown Mall right there. So I stayed there for 30 days and tried that out and traveled around and checked out all just that area. And then I got back home to the U.S. and I was continue watching. I watched you and Gio and Paul and some other ones based out of BGC. So I thought, you know, maybe I'd make another trip and, you know, go to somewhere else and see how it was and see what other areas was. So I made a trip into Cebu. That was in early 2024.
Was that in like the Ayala business area? Did you stay in Cebu or IT
At
Park?
the Solonay, right across the street.
Oh, you stayed
from the
where I stayed?
Yeah, right across from the Ayala Mall.
All the friends of ours who live over there, this is a former neighbor of yours.
Yeah, I actually like that area and all that, but like I say, it was still a little crowded, more people than what I was used to, because I moved and lived in a smaller area in the U.S., so the crowd and the noise and the pollution and that started to bother me a little bit more.
Big city
Life and that, and I'd made a few trips here, so I kind of like this area. It's, you know, you have city not far away in the drive and all that.
Now this is Bohol we're talking about.
Into Bohol, yeah.
And that was close to Tagbilaran.
Yeah, I moved here. I actually live in Dauis, which a lot of foreigners actually live out in the Dauis area. Come to find out, talking around to people and all that, just because it's away from this area here, the Alona Beach area that's more crowded.
Dauis is below the bridge, the 2 bridges, but above.
When you come across the bridge out of Tagbilaran, you actually enter into Dauis.
Okay. Yeah, a lot of foreigners live out there.
A lot of that. This is actually, I guess they consider it like Panglao Island. Yeah. It's actually divided into, there's 2 cities. You got Dauis and you got Panglao, and Alona Beach, and that is actually in Panglao.
Yeah.
But Dauis has a lot of neighborhoods that they build there and that, and there's a lot of foreigners that live out there.
So how do you find living here? Is this like a positive place to live, or is it like everywhere else in the world? A lot of good and a lot of bad?
More a lot of good than there is in that. Like I say, it's a big difference than it is in the U.S. and all that. Mm-hmm. It's a lot more laid back. Not as crowded areas where I was from in that. The people here, for the majority, everybody is real friendly to you in that. They all wave hi. You go somewhere. English, which I speak, is spoke pretty fluent here, so I don't have no problem communicating. And for the most part, I got to travel here and visit here, and I liked it, and decided to move over to the Philippines.
Full time,
yeah.
Full-time guy now. So living here, do you find, like, do you need a car or a motorbike or public transportation? What is the best way to get around?
To me, the best way to get around is by motorbike. You can get the car and all that, but it seems like the people that drive the cars here, which amazes me, on motorbikes, they weave in and out traffic and everything else, but in their vehicles, they seem to want to go a lot slower than that. But
no, everybody goes slow.
For me, where we're at, like I say, we live like 20 minutes outside of Alona Beach and about 15 minutes out of Tagbilaran. Mm-hmm. So, and it's real easy to get around on a bike and that, plus it's easy on gas and all that. And then if we want to go into the city like grocery shopping or something, we usually end up taking the tuk-tuk in, which is a really popular here. Tuk-tuks, they're all over the place.
They have the tuk-tuks here are like the trike back in Dumaguete.
Right, like a trike.
Yeah,
they call them tuk-tuks or something here.
They sit 2-3 people in bags and everything.
Yeah.
Grocery shopping. Where do you go for groceries?
We go into ICM.
Island City Mall.
Island City Mall, and there's a grocery store on the bottom floor. It's a big market, and it has an international section, so it does have some of the American food. Not as popular as Cebu, but you can get some in that. And then if we can't find something there, there's a couple of little local shops here local. There's an area called Chicken City. I don't know if you're familiar with it. You're from here.
But I saw Bellcrest here.
Okay, Bellcrest is close to it.
Yeah.
But there's a little area goes through, and it actually has a grocery store in there called the Golden Cordoba, and they actually have a branch in Cebu. So they import stuff out of Cebu, which they carry a lot of American products.
So you can get everything. You can get almost everything.
Yeah, you can get
want.
stuff there, and then there's a little deli area inside Alona area called the Tip Top that carries a variety and a lot of some American stuff in that. So between them all, you can get pretty much anything that you want.
Is the tourist season? I think this is tourist season.
Yeah, this is tourist season.
When I went to book the hotel, there were some that were sold out.
A lot of them are sold out right now because of the
and the price is up from what I paid in the past.
Normally you can save some after that. Like I say, they'll be clearing out of here before long. But right now, this is the tourist season.
And what do you see as the main tourist here? I noticed a lot of Korean, and I noticed foreigners who live here. There's a lot of European.
A lot of European. I was really surprised. I thought I'd get here and see more Americans, but it seems like there's a lot more European people here than there is. But the dominant would be the Koreans, and they're here year-round, though. And credit to them, they're not just here during tourist season. There's more during tourist season, but actually, in the off-season, if it wasn't for the Koreans, I think Alona Beach would be in trouble, really.
I think.
That is what you see the most of foreigners of is Koreans.
Same thing in Guam. They said if the Japanese and the Koreans didn't come, their tourism would falter.
But I've never had no problem with any of the Koreans. They've been nice. They usually stay to their stuff and that. They don't really bother you in that. But for the most part, most of them are nice. And if you're in somewhere, they'll say excuse you or something. I mean, they're really nice.
They're just nice people.
Yeah,
the world's full of nice people. They're not everybody's nice, but the vast majority of people.
The vast majority of them are. And like I say, I don't have no problem with them. But they do their thing and I do mine. But for the most part, this area needs them.
How about restaurants and selection? Do you go out to eat a lot? Is there?
We go out here and there, maybe for breakfast. Now we do go out every week to a place called Mahalo. It's owned by an American, and they have the best, closest to American food that you can get here in Alona to me. And
that's just past the Jollibee, going towards Panglao proper.
Yeah, Panglao property, right past Diamond Resto place. There's a white sign up, and you'll see it. It says Mahalo, and the guy's from Hawaii. Him and his wife own the restaurant, and they're good people. And a group of foreigners go in there on every Sunday for breakfast. They meet up, and sometimes they do rides together. All the foreigners will get together and do a ride around and all that. So. I mean, I've leaned on them a lot since I've been here to learn the area, and that kind of gave me the idea of channel maybe, since I'm going to all these places and, I'm having to ask people where they are. So I thought maybe I could, do a YouTube channel and show the area and show the people. So when other foreigners came here, they would have, at least they would know the area a little bit, and they would have a little idea what they're coming to.
I checked out your channel. What's the name of your channel now?
It's called Bohol Duel.
The whole duel, and it has a lot of the resorts and just different things to do in Bohol. People ask me, where's the best place to stay in Bohol? I don't know. I stay at the same place over and over again. I stay at the Harmony Hotel. I stay here and a couple other places. But it's changed. This area around Alona Beach proper has changed. A lot more franchise restaurants.
Yeah,
I saw Pepper Lemon was there.
Yeah, you just got that, and they just opened up that new Belmar Center on the main road heading into Alona. That's one of the first things opening there was a KFC. So I think the way it's expanding, they've done a job of keeping some of the bigger restaurants and areas out, but I think all that's getting ready to change. The whole landscape here is starting to grow. And There's not a lot of hotels being
I see
built.
the Jollibee's got a second story. I
Yes.
remember it was one story when I was there.
Yeah, the Jollibee's got big there, and like I say, I think here in the next several years we're going to notice more and more. Marriott is building a nice hotel out on the main road coming in, so you're starting to get some of the bigger areas.
Is this so you would recommend Bohol is a good place to live, but don't live in the Alona Beach proper area? A little bit outside.
I would, for me personally, just to be away from the crowd a little bit, I would say live in, like a lot of the foreigners do, in the Dauis area, and you can be in there. Like I say, I'm 20 minutes away, but you could probably get into area of maybe like 10-minute ride out of Alona and still get a decent price on a property or something, a place. But getting into the Alona area itself, the prices go up.
They go up a lot, and they don't want to give you a monthly rate. They want to sell the daily rate, like the Airbnb rate
that's
per
the thing
day.
you see at some of them. They don't want to do a monthly, or if they do want to do a monthly, they jack the price up.
jack
They
up.
see you're a foreigner and they want to jack the price
Yeah.
up.
Have you done? And I just did last night the Alona Beach walk at night.
Yes.
That looked really cool. One boat was out there, and he had a net, and they caught fish. The little
Right.
small fish, but every Filipino that was working there came down with their 100 pesos and 50 pesos and got a big bag of.
They come in and buy the fish and all that.
Anything
Yeah, and your
else,
little
fish.
local vendors and
Yeah.
that, or they set up in there at nighttime.
It's a cool place to walk, Alona Beach. You know, I'm not saying the swimming there is great or the sand is great, but a lot of activity, a lot of music.
Yeah,
a lot of people. You know, it's just a great place to go and spend 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah, it's a good
wandering
place
around.
to hang out. There's a lot of beachfront restaurants. Like, you know, most of them specialize in seafood because you are down here. But
I ate at High.
But a lot of them are, they're a good little place to go down, unwind. You can take and have your dinner there on the beach, and then afterwards, you know, if you've got a wife or girlfriend or whatever, you can take a walk on, nice romantic walk on the beach and that. And like you say, you got bars set up down there, and most all of them have a live band and that, so there's music.
So there's plenty of stuff for the single guy who is looking for action. You want to be in the middle of the action, come down to Alona Beach.
Yes,
You want a little bit
it's-
more peaceful, you know, the retired life, I call it. That'd be more up towards your
Yes.
area. Yes.
Yeah, if they're single, just wanting to find women, then you could come into here and you wouldn't have no problem as long as you're friendly and get outspoken. You know,
Trouble
talk
is,
to
you're
'em.
going to find the right girl for the weekend, but it might not be the right girl forever.
There's your thing. You got to be careful and know more and see them more than just a weekend trip or something to base it on or whatever.
All right, well, guys, thanks. Oh, before we go, tourist visas and such here, do they have a Bureau of Immigration?
Yes, they do, and like you say, the proper town that, but I call it Publishon is what they call it. But if you go towards the Publishon, you'll see a great big church called St. Augustine Church. And if you go past that, the first road on your left, you'll take a left there, and there's a school there, and right next to the school, you've got a little local immigration
So people
branch
don't have
office.
to run all the way to Cebu
Yeah, and
City.
that's one of the things I'm going to do on my next renewals, whatever, and film that area and show people an
that'd be
idea of
good.
where it's at so that they'll know where.
That's that. All right, so anything that you want to share with the audience about your channel, your life?
Mostly our channel, like I say, it's called Bohol Duo, D-U-O. And like I say, it's mostly for foreigners and that are coming over here and they want to learn a little bit about the Panglao area and Alona Beach and that. We try to do a few tours of some of the higher end resorts and also the lower end resorts so that people have an idea of it, something in their price range and what they want to spend. And we'll probably start showing some of the restaurants and coffee shops and that stuff too. But then we'll also hit some of the tourist areas here, like I say, the beach area and all that. And some on the other side of the island, there's some nice resorts and stuff to do over there that a lot of people aren't even
They
aware
don't know
of.
where I used to live on the other side.
Yeah, they got a Madalto strip over there that's, it's a real nice area. It's down on the beach. It's got restaurants and shops and that. So a lot of people don't even know it exists over there.
No, but Sunday it's usually nice and crowded. People after church head out that way.
Right.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. If you need any information, I'm sure if you check Donnie's channel, leave a comment, or he's got an email address, send him a question if you have it. But head on over there, give him a like, hit a subscribe, and also watch.
Yes, and like I say, if you got a question, you can reach out to me. I've answered for some people reaching out to me and asked me about the area, and generally I'll respond back. So if you want to, just reach out, and I'll be as helpful as I can.
All right, guys. Thanks,
All right,
Donnie.
thanks, Mike. Thanks for having me.
Take care, guys. Until next time.
See you.